Hello, Todd Lasso. How are you doing, sir? He's jumping back in. See, Mike Niehaus is on his way up to
I'm great. How are you?
South Bend. We're doing fine. Kevin Brockway is with us. We're just talking about Indiana and the football, man. I know you watched that game last week, probably. That was a huge letdown.
Yeah, the first 14 seconds were pretty good. Then after that, it was kind of downhill from there. But yeah, I think to put it nicely, everyone needs to play better.
Yes,
probably starting with the quarterback position.
Yep,
needs to play a lot better.
It's like everything. It starts at the top and goes down. And if the top is not leading and the top is not doing their job, you've already have a break in the chain. And that's what they have going right now. And not that he can't get that back around. It was the first game, but it's definitely can become a problem. Luckily, they have a game this week, as you would say, their get-right game. Idaho should absolutely be a get-right game for Michael Penix to show that he's shaking that stuff off. And I mentioned this earlier, talking to Rick Bozich the other day. He said, you're coming back from 2 ACLs. He's talked to a lot of people about it. And you have to get past the mental part of trusting your body now again while out making these plays. And I don't know that he's there.
Yeah, I mean, just remembering back from an athlete's perspective, when you've got an injury and all that, I think you feel your way through it more in practice than what people give it credit for. Once the game starts, I mean, the game is the game. If you're out there, if he's truly out there, and I don't think that he is, but I don't think most athletes that come back from an injury do, but you're not out there thinking about your injury or thinking about, your limitations now because of the injury. I mean, you're out there, there's enough going on. Heck, just watching Tom Brady last night, at 44 years old, the level of focus that guy has is just incredible. And then you take, if you want to put that into perspective with Michael Penix, then, he can't possibly be thinking about his injuries. He's got way too much to focus on and way too much to worry about and do out there. And I don't think that he is. I mean, I hope it's just a situation of, if I think back on, and I'm not going to speak for all fans. I mean, I'm just speaking as a football fan in general, but for an IU football fan to look back on Michael Penix's, highlight plays of his career, they involve him using his legs. And I mean, I rushed for 7 more yards last Saturday than he did. And so that's not the Michael Penix that's going to win games for Indiana.
Well, yeah, that dual threat ability that he's had, but you got to wonder even if he's under marching orders, Todd, not to necessarily do that because of the injury history. I think that's the other aspect of it too. I mean, the one time he did scramble in that Maryland game last year is, when he, pulled up and wasn't even hit. I mean, it was decelerating on the sideline. He popped it.
Yeah, and I'm truly not trying to. I don't know what your answer is going to be, but let me ask you this: if you've got one play that needs to take place, and you need to throw a 12-yard pass, whether that's an out pattern or something across the middle, whatever it's going to be, and Indiana needs to throw a 12-yard pass, would you pick Jack Tuttle or Michael Penix to throw that pass? Just one pass. That's all there is. That's the only play that you need done. I mean, in my opinion, I'd pick Jack Tuttle to throw that pass. And so if your marching orders from a coaching perspective are to tell him, which I'm not saying that we're speculating, but if he had marching orders to not run the ball very much, then I'm not sure he's the quarterback that should be on the field.
Penix still has pretty elite arm talent, though, Todd. He's a really good thrower.
He didn't last Saturday. He didn't last Saturday. His arm talent was well below average.
He seems to have a tendency of starting slow in the first game. He'll get the opportunity to show this week if he's back or not. But I think that I said earlier that progress has to be shown this week. I mean, you have to see some serious progress with the entire offense.
For sure.
Because next Saturday, buddy, that's going to be they got some serious talent coming in next Saturday.
Yeah, and I really hope. And I'm not selling Michael Penix. Like, I'm not all of a sudden off the bandwagon. I'm saying, like, exactly what you just mentioned. This week has to be a get comfortable, get back in rhythm kind of week for him and the whole offense. Because if you look at it from the first game, okay, let's not call it jitters, but first game excitement, enthusiasm, whatever it is. Well, what's it going to be like next week? Because next week you're going to see a situation at Memorial Stadium that none of these guys have ever seen before. A sold out stadium with 99% Indiana Hoosier fans. It's going to be an excitement level that they're going to have to tamp themselves down on that one to not overthrow people by 10 yards on a regular basis.